Today's video is a kind of like a little tribute to Bruce Willis. Yesterday was his 70th birthday, and I figured I'd show some things that are some of my favorite things in the collection, with the Bruce Willis collection, and some of my favorite movies, and some other stuff I have. So let's start off with the movies. Show off kind of my top movies, my favorites, starting with probably my favorite, and that would be Mercury Rising. This is one of the first Bruce Willis movies that I remember having as a kid. Remember watching part of this with my brothers, and we had this on VHS. And then eventually I got it, when I got into Bruce Willis more, the older I got, into my teen years, I got this on DVD, brand new. And it just became one of my favorites. The fact that the story is he's protecting a kid with autism that's they're trying to track down because he cracked a government code or something to that extent, and the relationship he has and the way he's able to interact with the kid, and I think they worked well together making this movie. And there's just there's a lot I like about it, and it even has the book, so still smells brand new, even though I've had it for, I was in high school, so it's been a little while. But Mercury Rising, my favorite. My second favorite, one that I grew up with, probably one of the first ones I remember ever watching of Bruce Willis, and that's The Last Boy Scout, which I have on VHS as well, and that's the VHS I grew up with, and that's how I watched it. And I used to watch this a lot in the fall, in high school, and during the football season. When there'd be a football game, I would watch this movie. I didn't go to many school events and things, but because this has a football element to it, I always felt like I really enjoyed knowing that, like, my school was having a football game, but I wasn't there. I was at home watching this, and the movie starts off with a football game, and for some reason it would always be on Friday nights, and this is there's the theme at the beginning, Friday night being a great night for football, so I always enjoyed watching this one on Friday nights for the weekend during high school. But it's The Last Boy Scout, and I think a lot of people like that one. One of the ones that just when I first watched it, I really this is another one that was, it was a lot like The Last Boy Scout from my history with the movie, being that we had this on VHS as far back as I can remember, and my brothers would watch it, and then eventually I got into it, and I really enjoy it, and I watch it at least once a year along with the other two, and that's Last Man Standing, which I think is really underrated. It's a movie that Bruce Willis did that a lot of people don't talk about, to be quite honest. And I don't. And then there was an interview, I think, where he was talking about this, and the movie wasn't doing well when it came out, and it's a shame, just because it's like a period piece film. I think it takes place in the 20s, but I really like the movie, and it's a great action movie. There's a lot of, it's like a film noir type of movie, and I love the soundtrack. It's got this like eerie guitar in the during the action scenes and things, and just random scenes, you'll hear that. But I really like this movie, and I definitely recommend it. It's Last Man Standing, Bruce Willis. And we had that one on tape as well. Like I said, I used to watch that one on tape until I got the DVD. And I'd like for it to have its own Blu-ray. Right now, I think the only way to get it in America is a double feature with Last Boy Scout. But there's maybe a UK Blu-ray. Could be wrong. But next, 16 Blocks. When I first watched this, I was in high school, and I just really enjoyed it from the get-go. I thought it was entertaining. He's protecting a witness, or well, he is a witness. He knows about other dirty cops, actually, and Bruce Willis's character's supposed to get him to a hearing, I think, and it's 16 blocks from where the pickup is, and he's supposed to escort him because he's a witness and he's going to testify. And along the way, people trying to knock him off so he's not there to testify against the cops. It reminds me a lot like some of the stuff in Copland with the dirty cops in that movie. And it's one of the movies that's like, it's very entertaining, and it's not full of action all the time, but for what it is, there's, it doesn't have to be full of action, but it's very fun, and the action scenes are cool. And this has two endings, an alternate ending that's okay, but it's not as good as the other ending. So the ending I think they showed in theaters was the better ending. And the alternate's kind of just like a deleted scene, alternate ending. So it's on here, but either way, the movie's great. I definitely recommend 16 Blocks, and I'd love more people to talk about this movie, but sometimes some of these gems go under the radar. This is 2006, I believe, so 19 years old, and a lot of people haven't talked about it over the years with me anyway, or I haven't heard a lot of chatter other than mainstay Bruce Willis fans that watch almost anything he's in. So like myself, I have almost every Bruce Willis movie. There's maybe a handful I don't own, but I own even the stuff that he had cameos in. So that's 16 Blocks. Guess I could show the disc. It's one of these old school Warner discs. Now this still works. Now there's been this thing with Warner Brothers disc rot from 2006 till 2009 maybe. My disc here is a 2006 disc, so 2006 release, but it works. But if you find the Blu-ray, I think this is on Blu-ray, so you can always get an alternate disc for it. And one that I grew up with, again, and being from the Pittsburgh area, Striking Distance has always been kind of a cool thing for me to know that exists because of it being Bruce Willis's connection to Pittsburgh. Just like Van Damme's connection to Pittsburgh was sudden death a couple years after this. I think this was 93, that was 95. But Striking Distance filmed in Pittsburgh, and knowing the city, and you get to see a lot of like points of the city in this movie, like when it's showing the water and showing the Allegheny River, and it's just really cool that like my action stars did a lot in the city of Pittsburgh. Bruce Willis, Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, I think, did Grudge Match there. And so knowing that, it's just, it makes the movie even better. But the movie itself is really entertaining. Not a non-stop action film per se, but there's a lot with this that's keeps you entertained. So growing up with this one on VHS as well, I definitely recommend Striking Distance. And yeah, it's a pretty decent film. So I have it on VHS and Laserdisc, and this is the Blu-ray. Pretty cool looking disc. So And probably the last movie I'll show, which would be, I might as well show off my cool laser disc for it. And that's Die Hard 2, Die Harder. This is the Japanese laser disc, obviously. And this has always been probably my favorite of the Die Hard films. Not the first one. I do like the first one. I just happen to like 2 a little more. These come off, and you have the base jacket. And it's a gatefold, so it opens. And you get tons of Japanese writing, obviously, but pictures. The back, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Bruce Willis. And so, the Die Hard series is, to me, it's one of the more better series. The only gripe I have with Part 5 is that it's not in America, because the other movies were in America. It just kind of feels more loosely like a Bruce Willis action movie, not related to Die Hard, other than the name. And his catchphrase. So, I have that little dissatisfaction from the movie, but other than that, I think the action's good. I don't mind the players. You don't have as much of a memorable cast other than Bruce himself, because even your villain is somebody that we don't know. Like, he wasn't someone that you knew from movies already, from like other American movies even, but it's not like Jeremy Irons from Die Hard with a Vengeance or any of that. And I also have this special edition box. So this is, I already have the movies, obviously, but I wanted to have something that was collectible. So I eventually got this, and they come in these, and you can pull them out just to keep them in place, but it's a nice little set. This is probably rather expensive at the time when it came out. Comes with a little promo card for Die Hard Trilogy, the video game, but which I have the PlayStation disc for. I guess I should have showed that off, but I don't have it nearby. But I have that, and I have Apocalypse, the 2 video games for the PlayStation that Bruce Willis had done. I have the cool Die Hard set that at one point was extremely expensive, and it took me years to finally get it. I just had bare discs at one point, collection, and VHS tapes, and then I eventually got the set. But Die Hard 2 right there with the double disc, plenty of features. Not sure how the Blu-rays hold up with feature-wise. I hope they include all these. There's Die Hard 1. Awesome shot there when he jumps from the roof with the fire hose. And I might as well show off Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was really cool for its time. This was 95, and 10 years later, so this movie's 30 this year. And 20 years ago, in 2005, I went on a field trip to New York City. So I watched this the night before I got on the bus to leave. And it kind of like filled my chest with like enthusiasm, and knowing that a lot of movies were made in New York City, that growing up as a kid and then a teenager getting into these movies, I was excited to be in that place where these guys were doing these movies. So I saw a couple of the locations of Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was cool. And that would be the movies that I want to show off, and those are some of my favorites. Now, Die Hard 2 is one of my favorites, and those were no particular order. I just kind of showed them as I grew up with them, more or less. Because I saw a few of those before the Die Hard films too. But Mercury Rising's probably my definite favorite. And then we would go from there if I had to rank them. But they're all, you know, you can pick and choose your favorite. And then after that, it's kind of, they all vary. So they have special elements to them. And it's kind of like, it doesn't matter after your favorite. The rest are like equal base, kind of. But I never really sat and ranked my favorite Bruce Willis movies. I just kind of categorized like a top 10. And that's what I showed you. So I have this. I have a sealed copy, framed, that I've had since I was in high school. And then I got this one. This is The Return of Bruno, the LP record that he put out in 1987. And you can see this HBO special program. That's my poster. I don't have a big enough frame for it. I think that's 27 by 40 or something close to it. And I don't have a second frame at the moment, but I will be getting one to keep that mint as I can. So here's the back. And this was a hit album. And I have this is the insert with the lyrics. And Bruce at the mic stand. Bruce's silhouette on the Ovi strip. And this has just always been one of my favorite records. I didn't listen to it till a few years ago, actually. But when you think of Bruce Willis did music, but he didn't do a whole lot, and he was good. He's good at it. That's a great album. And then he made a second one in 1989. And then he didn't do another official album again, release, which is sad because 1989 to the 2020s, we could have had even another 5 or 6 albums every few years if he was able to. But he was in so many movies that it takes time to do movies. It takes time to produce an album and record. But I wish we could have got another 3 and had like at least another 3 albums, because I really like Bruce as a singer. I really like these 2 albums. So my second album, If It Don't Kill You, Just Makes You Stronger, the LP. It's notched on the top, but this one's a little more rare than Return of Bruno, where these go for a little bit of money, some of them, the LPs. And this was a promo copy or something, I think. That's why it's clipped. But I took it, since I was able to get it, I took this one. It's got a promo sticker on the LP with the hit tracks. Really cool. This is, I'm not sure if this came with every copy of this, or if this was a promo one, but it says the Motown record label gave this little press sheet talking about the album and Bruce Willis and doing albums, and it's 2 pages, and that's a little statement they put out. Bruce Willis, a biography, and then it tells you a little bit about the music and the record. And then it comes with 2 promo shots of Bruce. So, try not to smudge those up. So, I don't know if that was a promo one or if that came in every album. But here's the record itself. The insert, the sheet, the record's inside. And it's cool that under every song he writes who the song's dedicated to when he performs, and this is to his daughter Rumor, which he even mentions her name in one of the songs. So it's just really cool. Really underrated as a musician. And I know a few years back in the 2010s, maybe there's some live footage of him performing at a local thing, I think. And it's just, I really enjoy his music, and I'm glad that we, at the very least, have these 2 albums, and that we were able to get at least 2 albums from him, because we got all them special movies, and it's just unfortunate that we didn't get a few more. And that might sound selfish, but I appreciated his music that much that I wish that we had gotten that. But I am thankful for these 2 albums and the few songs that he did for Moonlighting and some other things. So here is the CD of the album, Motown disc. I have the Return of Bruno on CD as well. It's in the car, so show the cassette tape that I got. So, and I'd love to get the special. It's only on videotape and Laserdisc, I think. So Laserdiscs, as far as I've seen, only available in Japanese release. So there's 1 or 2 copies, I think, that are way over $100. So, and I do have a Laserdisc player, but even to just have that in the collection, I'd like to get my hands on it. But also I would like this special to get licensed out to somebody, Kino Lorber or anybody that the HBO company's movies go to now. Somebody just restore it. I mean, it's a live video, but just restore it and put it out, and put maybe a little thing about the era and the time he was putting these albums out, because we could learn a little bit from it, and it'd be nice for more access to this special. And it'd just be, a really cool thing. I think this was the concert video, and this was HBO Canon video, and I know the VHS tape is floating around as well, but it'd be nice to have a physical disc, not the laser disc only, but at the very least a DVD or a Blu-ray. And you don't have to put a lot into it, just maybe 1 feature at the very least, promoting the albums, and some people involved, maybe get a couple people that just would talk about it, or old footage of him talking about or referencing the concert. So and what his thoughts on his music career and being a musician was like. So that's pretty much it. That's my favorites of my Bruce Willis collection, the movies, a couple cooler little collectible things, and the records. Actually, no, I guess I have these. I forgot to show these off. These are the singles. So these are all from the Return of Bruno. So, Youngblood. And every song on these albums are awesome to me. Respect Yourself, with that album art for the single. And Under the Boardwalk, where he did have the Temptations sing alongside him on the track on the album. So those are the singles I have for the first album. And now that's my mini collection. So definitely recommend a lot of the Bruce Willis stuff, and happy birthday. Happy 70th birthday, Bruce Willis. We love you. And thank you for watching.